Well, this video was originally supposed to be a Vegeta update video where I tried to fix up some of the flaws with him, but to make a long story short, imagine this, I broke one of the pegs on the figure, and broke a figure again. So, since I can't do much in order to fix the ankle joints right now, because one is completely seized up and this one is totally busted, so I have something this week to show. We're going to take the Super Saiyan 3 body again and take bits from the Saiyan Rays on Earth, and we're actually going to take a look at something that's been in my comments for a little while now, namely people asking how to connect the a more standard neck joint onto the Saiyan Rays, the Super Saiyan 3 bodies. So first thing I need to do just for general maintenance is for the Goku head here. The neck peg on Goku is already broken right out of the box, so since I don't need it on Vegeta because Vegeta's in a million pieces anyway and unfixable at the moment, I'm just going to take his neck peg and bring it over. Thankfully they're both the same thing in this case because they were using the same kind of weird custom joint, so that's one thing out of the way. And the next thing we need to do here is figure out exactly how to recreate the specialty neck joint that is used on the Super Saiyan 3 heads. Now, if you're wondering why it has the weird ball pointer or ball peg in the center there while the other one, the bootleg one, is just one solid piece, otherwise about the same size, is because you have to keep in mind here, the ball point, or the ball peg, I keep saying ball point for some reason in these videos, is actually made in order to kind of compensate for the extra weight of the giant hair on Goku in a Super Saiyan 3 form. So in order to help compensate for that, what we need to do here is figure out what the size difference of that large gap around the neck peg is in this case. It's going to see like a 639, but it's roughly 7 millimeters in order to encompass and fit around the circular bit that's on the inside of the body, give or take. And in the center of that is going to be another ball point that is the part that actually sticks properly in there and helps not only just keep the neck in place but also rotate the things a bit. So looking at that, we have them. At least I have a general set of measurements for the kind of circular gap. We're taking a quick look at the ball peg itself, roughly 4.1 millimeters there. And what we need to figure out is how much more I need to shave off from the bootleg neck here, which is much smaller, not 7 millimeters, but more like 2.5, 2.6 if we're being really generous. And in terms of the ball peg, I have a general idea when I was looking around of how to solve that, namely using some of the bootleg parts from either Vegeta or Goku here. So in this case, we're taking that weird 1.0-ish joint in this case, and we're going to steal one of the ball points, or kind of limbs off this thing in order to recreate that. Just for sake of measurement, we're going to be using probably the neck joint on there. I think I might be able to use the shoulder joints for something else in the future, so we're going to save those for the moment being. And just as general proof of concept, 3.84 for the, well, quote-unquote legit version of the neck joint. And on this version of the joint, 3.89, they're not too far off. And admittedly, after only just a few minutes sanding, which is actually surprisingly short time using one of my sanding sticks, we already have a ball peg that is pretty much a dead ringer, a good fit for the neck joint there. So as you can see there, it pops right in there. It's a good solid connection, and it holds itself up real well, and it pops out still reasonably well enough. So in terms of that part of it, I have the figure set. Mind you, the more tedious part to do was in this case the rest of the neck here, which, as we know, it's one solid kind of rubbery piece of plastic, and really there's no other way of doing it than just taking a bunch of tools. I took a bit of an X-Acto knife, I took some of the files you see me messing around with, as well as the little mini drill I have in the back there that I've been using for a few videos now. And I use that in order to slow. For the sake of video speed here, we're doing a time gap or a time skip of me after a lot of the work of the sanding being done. Here's one of my tests where the neck was fitting a little better in this case. And as you can see, for the most part, visually everything looks like it should on a proper figure in this case. The neck is fitting in the right spot. It's a good color match on there. It'll be a slightly better fit once I had that ball peg in place. But otherwise it looks like it actually belongs on the figure. Here's a rough look with the neck on there, or the head on there. It'll look a little better with the neck to a head peg in place to really hold it in place. But at least I could say everything looks like it's a proper fit. This is looking like a good Buu Saga Goku figure at this point. but there's still a little bit of work that needs to be done. Need to extend the little space around the neck a little bit more. It's still a bit of a snug fit, really. You can see I'm not that far off, but it needs a little more work. So after one little more time skip, we're going to do just that. And with that, I believe that's going to be this particular unexpected update for the Super Saiyan 3 figure on a nutshell. Namely, in this case, as you can see, I'm not too far off in terms of the size and angles there. And with this particular edition, I'm actually able to put on both the base Goku head and hopefully as well Super Saiyan head as well on this Buu Saga era body in this case. So once I hear this, if everything goes to plan, I can actually take the same sort of technique and fix that torso at last. So hopefully the next video we're doing on this figure, I'll be doing just that. But for now, thanks for watching and catch you all later.